Yeah, Ucheka is my name. Ucheka Anofinam, that's the name. And I will be telling you how to use the Pareto Principle to improve your rate of productivity. How Pareto Principle can help improve your productivity. Pareto, Federico Pareto, is an Italian economist. He discovered the 80-20 rule. You probably are familiar with the 80-20 rule. The man was the one that discovered that 80% of results comes from 20% of action. The man states that 80% of results will come from 20% of action. 80% of nation's wealth is controlled by 20% of the population of the country. The wealth of a nation, 80% of such wealth are controlled by 20% of the population of that country. So this Pareto principle, there's a way you can develop it and utilize it in your own life, and you'll be able to become more productive. And it has to be by way of you focusing on 20% of those tasks that produce 80% of results for you. So, but here are the assertions that were deducted from the Federico Pareto principles. And the first is that it said that 20% of input creates 80% of results. 20% of customers create 80% of the total sale. In every organization, 20% of the 80% of the sales are generated by 20% of the sales team. And then that 20% of sales representatives generate 80% of total sales. 20% of customers account for 80% of profits. And 20% of clients bring in 80% of your revenue. So this is how you put the principle to work in your own life. Now, identify those very tasks and responsibilities that brings you the most important result. What are those tasks? Those few responsibilities that brings in majority of the profit for you. You now focus your energy on those 20% of tasks that can produce 80% of results for you. And then the remaining 80% of tasks, you either outsource them, or you either delegate them, or you remove them entirely from your to-do list, because they are the activities that will take majority of your time and produce very little results for you. Then number two, focus your energy and attention on that 20% clients that can bring you 80% of revenue. The 20% clients that bring 80% of your revenue, focus on them. And then forget about the rest, because they are more or less a waste of time. And then number three, outsource 80% of your business activities, so you can focus your energy on those top 20% that produce 80% results for you. Number four, concentrate on the very 20% action that will produce 80% of results, and either discard the rest or delegate them. So you use Pareto principle to help you determine what is important, what is vital. The essence of the Pareto principle is for you to decide and determine what are the most important assignments that will bring you the most money. Focus on them. Channel your energy on them. Since the 20% of those tasks are the ones that produce the 80% of results for you, that generate 80% of revenue for you, identify those very tasks and concentrate on them, so that you'll be able to make more money with the little effort that you are making. So you identify those high-paying clients that brings 80% of your revenue, those 20% of your clients that brings 80% of your revenue, and then focus on them. When you focus on them, you get results. You get faster results. So it is now left for you to know and identify those 20% of your work that drives in 80% of revenue for you. The Pareto principle works and is effective. So master it, study it, and then discipline your life and activities so that you'll be able to focus on those specific assignments, those 20% assignments that brings 80% of results for you. Ucheka is the name, and I want to say thank you for listening.